Good morning.
Good morning.
We are back in the studio after a tiny little hiatus from the holidays. So we are so excited to have you as our first guest for the new year.
Number one in the new year. So fun.
Yeah, exactly. Number one in our hearts, number one in the new year.
Oh,
yes.
I love it.
Yep. So today we have a very special guest, Jeff from Jeff's Bagel Run. We actually met a couple of months ago
March.
at a conference.
Yep.
And I was enthralled by your story. And so, side conversation about how you got started. Then, even since then, all the success and growth that you've had within the company. I'm really, really stoked to ask you some of these questions about how you got to where you are and where things are headed. And really the crazy story about sort of how Jeff's Bagel Run kicked off. But before we do that, we always like to have an icebreaker question.
Okay.
So the people want to know, be honest, how many bagels did you eat last year?
Oh, last year? I mean, there's 365 days in the year? So at least probably 400 minimum.
400 bagels.
Minimum. I mean,
Do you think there's anyone else in the company that's eaten more bagels than you have?
There's a few people that eat as many bagels as I do. I think I try to limit myself to like one per day, but then there's days where we have taste testing. And so we might make like, 10 or 15 new flavors and you're eating like a quarter of each one. And it adds up quickly. It adds up really fast. So probably, I'm probably north of 400 bagels a year. Yeah.
Well, all of these like keto people and New Year's resolution, no, I'm a carb girly, so I'm pretty excited. Spoiler alert, you just opened one in Tampa as well, which we'll talk about. So super, super exciting. To kick us off though, I would love just to understand a little bit of background, how you got to where you are. We are 21 minutes, and so I know this story is really good. However, tell us, what was your background before bagels?
Sure.
And how did you get to this phenomena, cultural, community building brand that we're now in today?
Yeah. So in August of 2019, I was laid off from my job. I was working in senior living. I was a regional vice president for communities here in Central and North Florida. Mm-hmm. And when I was laid off, I went home and I said, hey, I lost my job. And I always say I get to be I have the privilege of being the husband of Danielle. And so my wife was like, well, why don't you stay home? I'll go back to work. I'm ready. She'd been a stay-at-home mom for a few years at that point. She's like, I'm ready to go back to work. My company wants me back. Stay home, take a break. And so I was like, okay. I was like, the break lasted like 3 days before we were driving like 45 minutes for bagels. And she's like, you should just learn to make me one. I had worked in retail for 20 plus years. I was always in hospitality and around people. And so like making bagels was something I'd never done. So I just started practicing and it was so fun. I was learning again. I was like doing something new and, I was home with the kids and they were involved with it. And I would make a bagel and every day she'd come home from work. She's like, this isn't it. This isn't it. And then finally, like 3 months later, I got the recipe right. The one that people eat today is the same one. And, I guess you could say the rest is history, but there's obviously like a long road of stuff to get to where we are today. But
I think that's the great thing you mentioned because first off, I love the fact that she was the ultimate make or break, focus group, taste test.
Oh, she is the palate.
Consumer insights.
100%.
Yes. So she is, what would you call like a bagel sommelier?
Yes, 100%. That's her.
That's her. Okay.
She gets that title. I don't know what it is. We should make it up, but yeah, she gets it.
That's amazing. That's fantastic. So now you're in your kitchen making bagels and she loves them.
Yeah.
Who said we should sell these?
So we were in Tampa, believe it or not. She grew up in Tampa in Palm Harbor area. And we were here for her birthday that weekend. We saw a show and then went to dinner. And we were sitting at dinner and I was like, I think I should try to sell these. And she's like, can you sell them? Can we do it? Like, is that even like legal to sell bagels out of your house? And we didn't know anything about the cottage food laws. And she's the operator. She's the smart one. I'm the creative and try to figure things out. And so she went on a mission and she figured out what licenses we need, what insurances we need to have, and how we could start selling them. And I built a website and it was a bad website, but I built a website and like I had been posting online and I was like, I put a menu up and just said, I'm selling bagels. Here they are. Mm-hmm. And like nobody came. Like that's like, I think that's the part that everybody forgets.
no one came though.
Like
Yeah.
everyone starts at zero, right? Like I think that's something that people
Yeah.
forget. And so like we had like 35 followers, 37 followers, and like, you know, three of them were like my accounts and like two of them were like my mom and my sister and stuff like that. And so, but that's where you start. And so we just put it out into the world. And she had a big network of women that were also stay-at-home moms who were like, I'll buy some bagels from you. I'll try them. And they're good. I've had them before. They were part of like that early taste testers and they started buying them. And then of course they show up at like a birthday party. And then the people at the birthday party are like, where'd you get these? They're so good. And then they buy them. And so it's sort of snowballed and really grassroots. And I mean, I was driving bagels. I would drive 4 bagels to someone in like Claremont. If you're familiar with the geography of the area, it's like from where I live, just
far.
like a 25, 30-minute drive
far.
just to bring 4 bagels to some lady that paid like $7 for them. Like, you know, like, but that's what you did. It was early. And I was excited. And we built a following. You know, we built this group of people who were passionate about bagels, who liked something that we liked. And they supported us. It was really cool.
And so the name, obviously, quite a literal interpretation of what was going down.
Yeah.
Was that on purpose? Did you just like, we need a name?
Yeah.
Jeff's Bagel, and then it stuck?
So when we, so I'm a runner. I've been a runner my whole life. I haven't run in many, like actually I haven't run since like 2022. I don't think I've actually taken a step running, but I've been a runner off and on my whole life. And you always get bagels like at the end of a race. It was sort of a thing. And we would do a bagel run, right? Like a Target run, a beer run, or whatever. Like, and so we would do Saturday morning bagel runs. We'd go get our bagels. And so we're just trying to play on words and this idea of like, let's go do this run. And so Jeff's Bagel Run was born. I had to have something for a name because I was like, had an Instagram page. I was trying to like build my Facebook following. And so I was like, Jeff's Bagel Run. And it stuck. People along the way were like, you should change that. And I was like, I don't think so. Maybe we'll just leave it.
Well, you know, in fairness, Jeff's Bagel Run for Danielle is a little bit long.
It's a lot.
So I think that you nailed it.
We should have just called it Danielle's, but I mean, she's...
Yeah. Background.
For sure.
That's amazing. So take us through kind of today. You opened a storefront. Yeah. What were the early days like transitioning from we're running in our house and now we've got a brand, a business, a retail location? Yeah. I mean, a lot changes with that. Did you find it easier or harder?
Both. Because 2 things can be true at the same time, right? And so at home, the part that was easy was you were there. Like I rolled out of bed, I went and made the bagels. Like whether I was rolling dough that day or baking that day, it was just there. I could do the kid stuff and I could go about my life and Danielle went about her job. And then the hard part was when we were like, we have to get out of the house and we found a physical space and we opened in a real storefront that was like retail facing. It wasn't like a commercial kitchen.
Sure.
It was like, how do we run this? Like, what do we do? And so Danielle quit her job. Like, and that was like a really, really hard part. Like we sold our house. We like made sure we were like really comfortably like liquid to be able to position ourselves and make sure like the
bootstrap, just 100%,
like really scrappy. And, you know, I think for me, I was like, we can do this. You know, I was like, we were like selling like, I don't know, $1,000 of bagels a week online, like, which is like silly to think about how little amount we were compared to today. But, so she's like, she put some math behind it and built a budget. And she's like, we need to sell this many bagels. We need to do this. And she's like, and I'll quit my job. But what do we do about health insurance and 401k and all the things that you don't think about when you're like a small business owner? You're like, of course. How do we get it? And like, well, people do it all over the place. So we can figure it out. Like we're smart people, we'll get there. And she figured it out because she's, like I said, she's a smart one. And so, she said, let's go. I'm all in. She went full bagel. And the 2 of us opened our store.
She went full bagel.
Full bagel. We say that, She went full bagel. And the 2 of us, we opened that store by ourselves in July of 2021. We had, we have family close by. My parents live like a mile from us. And so they'd come over early in the morning and get the kids off to school. And we had a great support network. And then, we built a good business on Instagram and on Facebook and TikTok. And people were following us. And so as soon as we said we're open, they came. It was really cool. I
follow you on social.
Okay.
And you should too, also, if you're listening.
At Jeff's Bagel Run everywhere.
There you go. And I think that, let me back up. We are a marketing agency, and so we like to tell people stories. This is a great example of that. I think that, sometimes, especially new brands are so focused on product and operations, they really skip and miss the part about the storytelling and the community building. And in my opinion, you have done an exceptional job, primarily because you haven't been scared to show the behind the scenes and the real day-to-day life. And there is, and I hate this word, but there is no other way to say this, like authentically who
Mm-hmm.
you are within the business and the brand. So can you tell all of our listeners here, like, was that intentional? How did you arrive there?
Yeah.
Because you have clearly chosen your lane and to continue going 90 miles an hour down it.
Yeah.
So give us some insight into that.
Absolutely. So initially there was like before I actually started making bagels, Danielle joked with me. She's like, not an interested stay-at-home dad. You should become one of these dadfluencers. She's like, I think you would love it. Because I was always taking pictures. I was always like, I have a creative side. And I didn't have a big following. And none of that existed.
Yeah.
But as I started making bagels, I just documented my journey and like telling my story. And a lot of it, I was doing it for her. And like I said, like my 3 or 4 followers and my friends and my mom. And they thought it was fun to see. And of course, I would have this, progress is something that people love to watch too. So like, I mean, my first bagels, if you scroll deep in that feed today, you'll see like pictures of those ugly, like they look like biscuits. They were bad.
Yeah.
And then today what we've grown, so like that progress is a great story to tell. And how do we stay true to that now that we're in like multiple states and we're all, all over the country?
How many locations do you have now?
25 locations. We opened Tampa's 26.
Amazing.
So 26 and 26, which is pretty cool. And so we're in a lot of places and our goal is to continue to show up local. Like, how do we show up local as a national brand? I mean, you do that just by, you have to be authentic. You have to be who you are, where you are every day. And, we make mistakes. There's the good, the bad, and the ugly of running a business. Yeah. And we try to showcase that and share that. And hopefully it gets a little peek behind the curtain, but like not in like a secretive way. Cause like, I'm not the wizard. I'm not like doing something awful. But it's like, it's just fun to see, I think there's in today's social media environment, I think we've transitioned to like an interest-based algorithm where people are like, I want to watch the things I want to watch. And like, everyone's got a channel now, right? And so like they're scrolling through TikTok and they're watching the same thing. And I'm sitting right next to someone scrolling through TikTok and they're watching something completely different. Like, and so you have your own little TV in front of you and you're watching your channel. And we want to be on the side of like the people who love creative stuff, who love making things, who love food. And if we can get on that side and that person's channel, then we have something for them. And so hopefully we can continue to do that. It's hard. I have like multiple content days scheduled every month and I have a social media manager now. She helps drive, like we do everything in-house. All of our creative, everything is done there. So it's been fun. It's difficult, but
I feel like that's a hurdle that some people can't seem to get over. One, being comfortable enough to film and tell your story, right? And so bravo. I feel like
thank you.
if we're just going to clip this and send it to our clients when we continue to ask.
I'm telling you right now, like, listen, if you just have to do it. Yeah. You just have to do it. You just get started and you do it. And the first ones are terrible. The second one's terrible. And eventually you just feel comfortable. Takes time.
What was your biggest learning curve, do you think? Now you're 26 stores and you're doing everything in-house, from literally perfecting your own bagel recipes to shooting your own content and, the likes of opening new stores. Yeah. Where do you find that the biggest learning curve has hit you?
I think for me personally, I think the learning curve has been around letting go of control, right? So when it was just Danielle and I in the store, we had, literally from the one-on-one customer experience they would have with Danielle to the bagel that I baked and rolled for them that day, it was like 100% under our control. And now we have, 26 stores, we have franchisees that are doing it, people outside of our control. And even the product experience is beyond our control because it gets stuffed into a bag and then put into some Uber driver's car and then delivered to your customer and left on a porch, right? So I think for me personally, the learning curve has been like releasing some of that control and understanding that like we set out on a mission to execute this. And if we're doing that part really well, then the rest is probably going to be okay. And there's mistakes along the way and just slowing becoming a little more chill around the mistakes. Like, I guess it's probably, it's like,
not every mistake is the end of the world. Correct. Or a fire drill, and things will happen, and how you manage and tackle that, I imagine, has also changed over time too.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I still am like extremely like bad bagels are a trigger for me. Like if they're not, if
Yeah.
they don't look just right,
That's
if
your
they have
street
the
cred.
wrong, if they don't have the wrong, like
Yeah.
if they have the wrong color, if they have the wrong like seasoning or the seeds are falling off, like the
Mhm.
bad bagel triggers me. And like I've had to realize that like at 26 stores now,
Yeah.
this is the brand. So when I walk into a store and I'm like, ah,
Yeah.
this is wrong,
Right, right,
they're
right.
like,
Ooh,
like a,
you take the
it's
air out of the
really
room.
bad. Like the
Mhm.
100%, the room is just dead. So I walk in, I find the right audience, provide the right feedback, talk
Yeah.
about how we can get better. And so I've had to change how I lead in that way.
Mhm.
Because when it's just yours, when like,
Yeah.
and it was Danielle and I, and we had a team eventually in our one store, but
Mhm.
you do that for so many years and you put so much time, energy, effort, 6, 7 days a week into the business. And then now you're like turning it over to other people.
Right.
It's hard. That
It
was the
is.
hardest part. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you just hit on something that, I think about too as a business owner and showing up every day is, the business refines you too as an individual and how you show up in relationships and family and certainly, new store and new employee and culture as you continue to grow. How have you been able to maintain that culture piece within your organization as you've grown? Because you're trying to replicate yourself, right? And not everyone
Yes.
cares as much as you do.
Yes.
So,
Um, this is gonna sound really like futuristic and like sci-fi, but technology. So in the stores, we have a ton of technology. We built our own tech stack from the ground up. So the
wow.
POS experience, the mobile app customer experience, our back of house kitchen display, how we prep bagels, how we plan bagel bakes, all of that is driven through a really large learning model and like a AI algorithm that helps support who we are as a business, right? So
Hmm.
hiring great people, having like a mission like bake fresh, bring joy, build community, like infusing that into everybody that
Yeah.
we hire is like step one, but the technology then supports them because they don't have to be the person who's like looking at a basket trying to figure out, oh, do I make garlic? Do I make onion? What do I
Right.
do? The system tells me what to do and it's right like most of the time, or maybe as a baker, I'm now experienced, my intuition kicks in and I'm getting busy. I should bake a little different. Like, but you would when you're trying to figure out so much in a new business, the last thing you need to do is figure out like how many bagels do I need to make. And so the technology helps us do that. And then I think the second part of that is just we mentioned it earlier today, is like just being authentic. If
Hmm.
I don't continue to show up as me,
Right.
um, in the office, in a store, at a new store training, at a conference, if I don't continue to show up as this person, um, it's easy because it's who I am. But like if I,
Sure.
that changes everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I have to tell you, my mind is kind of blown right now because, the amount of people that we have interviewed and the feedback that we get traditionally around culture and how you're growing and really implementation, and not a single person has told us technology. So I think it's such an overlooked area
yeah.
because, especially in this day and age, right, is like we immediately think, oh, we need a stunt double, we need a second me.
Mhm.
And fortunately and unfortunately, right now, that sometimes looks like an automated
Yeah.
AI technology system. And I feel like, a lot of brands and businesses have really overlooked the personalization that can also bring to your staff, to your customers, to people who have not even interfaced with your business
Mhm.
yet. This is so interesting. So, what influenced that decision then to just build your own tech stack? Obviously, you saw something there and it was
So,
important.
yeah, we have, so in 2023, like, if I back up the story a little bit, we took a
Yeah.
business partner who had started a really big business. It's called You Break, I Fix.
Hmm.
He sold his company to Assurian. He was ready for his next thing, and he came on board the team. And so he operates as our president and kind of like he runs some parts of the business. Danielle and I run some parts of the business, and everybody has like a piece in like the pie. Technology is a component that he's like, we have to have this. Like convenience is something that the consumer wants. If it's not convenient, they're not
Yes.
willing to wait, etc.
Especially in your business.
100%. If you're in
Hmm.
quick service food,
Right.
you've got to like make it fast,
Yep.
right? And so we started with the idea like we have to have a mobile app, right? Like your device, your phone, like if you don't have that, like that's how it's everyone's attention's there. That's how
Sure.
we communicate, whatever. So we started there. We're like, well, how do we back into that? Like, and the software guys look at me and they're like, well, we got to recreate Jeff and Danielle's store experience
Yes.
over and over again with people. And
Hmm.
so we have to like make it simple. And so the technology, while it's advanced and it's cool and but it's very brand forward. It's very built to make your job as an employee in the store Whereas like a franchisee, easier.
Sure.
And then all you have to do is focus on giving great service and great experience. Because even though my interactions with our customers are maybe like 3 or 4 minutes tops, they could be the most meaningful 3 minutes of that person's day.
For sure.
A smile, like what's his name? Will Gallardo. He wrote he wrote a book anyway. Famous guy.
Yeah.
Look him up.
Yeah.
Really cool. He talks about how like a smile can make someone just feel so seen. And when a customer walks in and you smile at them,
yes,
they're immediately seen, and it's beautiful. And then that customer comes up and they're greeted and they're spoken to, and then their food's not just placed on the counter with their name on it.
Right.
It's handed to them. Have a great day. And those little interactions, and over time that customer comes back, and then suddenly we know that customer now is Jeff. And then like, hey, Jeff, how's your day going? Or then you find out Jeff has a dog, or you find out Jeff has 3 kids, or you find out all these different things. And then suddenly Jeff's like walking in and you're smiling and you're just passing him the rosemary salt bagel, cinnamon vanilla latte. Have a great day. Oh,
it's really never enough time.
Never.
But honestly, great on the heels of like quick service, making an impression, how to do it quickly. And it seems like you're really pulling that off.
100%.
We have the rapid fire section.
Okay.
We can't let you get out of here without hitting.
I'm ready.
So get ready. Yes. What's your go-to bagel topping?
Oh, I love a salt bagel. Just salt. It's delicious.
Yeah. Simplicity.
Yeah, so good.
What's your favorite bagel order?
Oh, okay. So I'm a salt bagel with either brown sugar cinnamon cream cheese or garlic butter.
Savory and sweet.
Savory and sweet. So good.
Toasted or straight out of the bag?
Oh, we're never toasted. So always straight out of the bag. Hot bagels are meant to be eaten untoasted.
Love that. Something you'd never put on your bagel?
Oh. Wow, this one's tough. I put so many things on bagels, so I don't know. I put pineapple and ham on a pizza bagel, so I guess nothing. I'm willing to try anything.
Okay, I love that. If you could collab with any celeb, who would it be?
Oh, man. Right now, I would say, because my kids just love it, Mr. Beast. Like, let's go. Jimmy, if you're listening, if you're watching, like, let's do a bagel together.
Love that. Last question. One piece of advice you could give for those wanting to run or open their own business?
It's simple. Just start. You just have to start. You're your own worst enemy. You have to just begin.
Amen. Mic drop. This was so fun. Tell everybody where they can find your new Tampa location.
It's on Neptune, right here in South Tampa, on the corner of Neptune and Dale Mabry.
Amazing. So excited to have new bagels, new delicious drinks. I heard you have a new collaboration with Red Bull too.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Jeff's Jolts. So energy infused drinks. Really excited. Awesome. Full menu items started this year. Yeah, really exciting.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. This was so great.
Super
I loved
fun.
it.
Thanks everybody. Tune in next time. We've got super fun guests this year. It's going to be awesome.